Good afternoon and welcome to the Indooroil Stadium as Alloa Athletic take on Clyde. I'm Kieran Mooney and as ever I'm joined by Lewis Russell. Lewis, how are we getting on today?
Oh, I'm glad to be here, Kieran. I'm hoping for another nice comfortable week just like we had last week.
Yeah, it's time to start building momentum, as they say. It's time to start pushing our way and cementing our place in the playoffs, and we're looking to do so with an unchanged starting 11 from the team that beat Edinburgh last week. We mentioned it off air. It was such a comfortable victory in the capital last Saturday that you're not really surprised to see Brian Rice keep with the same 11 men.
No, I did speak to him after the game and I thought to myself, this is a bit of misdirection he's given me, because he'd said that the team...
In front of Peterhead, just having a couple of folk.
Sorry, I have bad news, Kieran, because I've just realised we've lost our commentary. So I think Jonathan's just phoning me to tell me, but we're back. So, how much you've missed, we've said a few things.
Yeah, Jonathan's done everyone a disservice because he's just put us back on,
exactly,
on everyone's ears for the rest of the afternoon.
However, now that I've fixed that, I've lost the time, so 4 minutes in, about. It all goes wrong.
On the park, Alloa looking to make things right as Taggart strides forward, finds Robertson. Alloa moving it about nicely into the wide area now for Coulson. Good wee interchange there from Coulson and Taggart. Ball comes across goal, cleared well by Captain McLean. Robertson again keeping it alive, but it's a poor pass right to the feet of Robertson. He'll go long looking for Doherty, but look at the pace there from Stanger. A man featured in a few Daily Record articles this week, George Stanger, and that's probably the reason why such an athlete getting over there and dealing with the oncoming Doherty.
Yep, Partick Thistle and Dundee, was that the teams he was linked with?
Yeah, I think
certainly
so.
It seems to be a battle for his signature in the summer. He's one of these players that he's played at a level above, played in the Premier League when he was very, very young. He's got a lot of years in him, and he's shown all the attributes that you want from a centre back. Maybe I think I do agree that maybe in the air he's no as commanding as somebody like Durnan, but he has nipped in at the other end and won some headers to score goals as well. So just a good all-round defender. And I think wherever he goes, he'll be a good signing. Still to be seen though. Maybe he'll stay here.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, certainly we've got a few signed up already. Taggart, Donnelly, Skugel. I think there's one more. Well, it's not coming to me.
I hope it's Colley for the sake of his testimonial. Yeah.
Not yet, but that'll be interesting.
That's positive from Miller. Feeds Doyle, who looks to take on. Katongo beats him well. Katongo's back for
surely.
Another crack at it, and no foul given. It's good recovery from Katongo, to be fair to him. But first time, like you say, that we've really seen Doyle use his pace and take a man on. Just couldn't quite get the cross in. This ball falls in favour of Clyde, and they'll knock it back into Hines. He'll clip it long. Durnan and Rennie battling for it, and I think it came off of Rennie's back, potentially.
It's an awkward feeling game today, isn't it? Because it's a Clyde team with very, very little to play for. They're going to be stuck down in those bottom two places. I suppose they'll want to be avoiding, pick up some points to avoid automatic relegation. But they can't move up the league. And Alloa, on the other hand, you expect this to be an easy win, but they never turn out like that, do they?
Yeah, well, we were kind of talking about it midweek about Clyde and how on paper, this season we do have a decent record, 2 wins and a draw. Last season we really didn't.
No.
I think that was probably the Barry Ferguson factor, but when you look at that, we lost 3 games against Clyde, I think.
Oh, we're going to be 3. I thought we were going to get through a transition again. Last week, Stanger cut out and just about cut out there by McKeever.
But those 3 games that we lost, that's 9 points. That probably was the difference between us making the playoffs and not. So
exactly.
With no disrespect, you need to take care of the teams at the bottom of the league, and we've done so. I wouldn't say in the most convincing fashion so far this season, but we've managed to get across the line. Obviously, you rewind it back to the last time the sides met in Alloa, and it was a last-minute Luke Donnelly goal that won it. So we've managed to get our noses in front, but not been plain sailing. Hopefully today changes that, as Donnelly showcases some great footwork there. Miller's pass is pretty straightforward to read though.
He's done well to cut it out. Coulson's quick on the press as well. He's done well to win it back. I thought last week, I'll say for the game, I don't think it was too exciting a game, but that's because we just weren't tested at all. we were nice and calm, collected. Obviously getting a goal in 30 minutes helped settle us even more, but I'd like to see us inject a bit of tempo in the game. I think one of the only players who can do that is Donnelly, who's just played McKeever up the line.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball from Donnelly, and McKeever looks to cut it back. He finds Miller on the edge of the box, he fancies it. It's blocked, still alive though for Alloa as Robertson looks to clip it in, blocked again by Katongo. Now it comes in, McKeever gets across the front post, and Ross McKeever is back on the score sheet. Alloa take the lead early on in this game. Fantastic, intelligent striker play from McKeever, and he gets his just rewards.
Yeah, second attempt, Robertson gets that delivery in. Perfect ball. Alloa queuing up, and Clyde's defence just going to sleep. McKeever in a great position just to flick it past Parry. And 9 minutes in, again, it's another quick start for Alloa.
McKeever does a lot of the thankless task. He never gets the headlines very often, but showed his class there, anticipated it well, and like you say, a lovely deft touch past Neil Parry to put Alloa ahead inside 10 minutes.
And again, this is another feature of the season. We've had so many games where we've had great starts and we've kind of fell out the game. So this is another thing that I want to see us improve on, and we could showcase it today if we've learnt our lessons from earlier on in the season. Just because we have a quick start, I think how many times Salmon was on the score sheet early and we just fell completely out of games. We need to keep the ball, keep Clyde working, and keep creating chances.
Yeah, and I think when you've got players that are playing with the confidence that Donnelly and Coulson in particular are playing in, they just seem relentless. They've added a fresh lease of life to the Alloa front line.
Yeah,
but it became a little bit stagnant maybe over the Christmas period. Coulson in particular has added pace, and Donnelly, it was his class and vision that opened it up there as Colley nearly gets through himself.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get the touch.
A push there on Miller, and he does win it back. He's battled well.
He was in the SPFL Team of the Week last week, Miller,
Seen
which is an interesting choice, I thought, in the end, but I think they must have had a centre midfield spot to play. So
yeah, give it to the Rangers loanee. No, I thought he did all right. He probably wouldn't have been my pick for the Team of the Week. It probably would have been Donnelly. I thought he came in and really influenced the game. I thought Miller and Robertson were very strong, but I think I could have picked anybody. It's
another man that I probably would have had ahead is Coulson as well.
Yeah,
brilliant. He's electric. We said about his pace,
and he's opened that up really well. And that's a better boy from Doyle. And Kevin Colley, we always talk about him being the weakest player on the park, wins the header again, and it's inches wide of the post.
It was almost a perfectly weighted cross, and Kevin Colley just peeling away, getting the header. Just unfortunately sends it wide to Neil Parry's goal.
Stanger wins his header, but it's only as far as Cuddy, and they look to get Docherty through, but he's flagged offside.
Doesn't even get the confidence boost of the free finish over Hogarth, straight into Hogarth's hands.
And the rain has begun to team down at the Underdrill, and the fans are making their way into the stand behind the goal, but very just on the edge, not too close to the drum. As Taggart strides forward, fancies it. Safe for Neil Parry, but when the weather's coming down like this, why not? And Doyle's misjudged that one, and it's bounced over the top of him and fallen to Rennie, who'll have a run at Stanger. Between Stanger and Miller, they deal with him. Now we're back in safe possession, Hogarth. Taggart, he sees the run of Donnelly. He's got tons of space in behind the fullback, but McLean's over. Sula, is over and covers. Rainey again making himself a nuisance. Looks to try and draw the foul from Durnan, but to no avail. Robertson brings it down, finds Miller, they work their way out a tight area and look to switch the play now to Doyle. Wins his header that time. Pretty comfortable in this game in the opening 14 minutes. And they're looking to make it even more comfortable now as they make their way into the final third. That's brilliant interchange once again, and Miller cuts it back to Colley.
Space for Coulson.
Yeah, he switched it over, he's been selfless, and Coulson will drive into the box. Great pace, puts it across goal, well cleared. Still there for Alloa though, and Scott Taggart will shift it over to his right foot. Looks to go in behind for Donnelly. Brilliant run and vision from Taggart as well. Coulson got a chance to cross it in. Does so, just over the head of McKeever. But Clyde are pinned in that box because it's just going to come straight back at them. Robertson.
It's great to see how many options we've got. The players taking one or two touches, they could lay it off to the side and pick out great passes like that. Not the greatest of finishes, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluidity and a lot of movement in that Alloa front four. I mean, you can even include the likes of Miller stepping up and Robertson as well, providing options. But we spoke about that last week about how Edinburgh were really struggling to pick up the likes of Donnelly, the likes of Coulson, because not really pinned down to one position there. An absolute handful for defenders. Danger commanding header, and this time Doyle doesn't let it bounce, takes it first time, switches it out to Kevin Colley. Realised that he's probably not got the pace that he once did maybe 10 years ago, Colley, and doesn't opt to take Katongo on in the battle, but intelligent play. Again, Coulson linking up with Donnelly. They've gone for the 1-2. Sula's over though and hoofs it out. And Darren Hines, the young Clyde right back, is really struggling to get a grip of Quinn Coulson and Donnelly. That's a couple of times they've got in behind him. Clyde do come forward now. It is that man Hines. Tongo. It's a ball forward to Keld. One-on-one with Robertson. He's done really well. Floats it in. It's a poor delivery, but it's going to be kept alive by Hines. Floats it in first time and cleared by Doyle. Clyde enjoying the first real kind of flurry forward, and Katongo's got acres of space to pick out a cross. He goes low, and Hines gets the first effort. There's bodies as it pinballs about. Durnan puts his head in the line, and Alloa get it out the box.
Dangerous moment, like 8 yards out. Thankfully, Alloa legs in the way.
Good touch there from Coulson to pluck it out of the air, but he's done well. I thought he might have lost it out after the first touch, but battled well against Doherty. Airdrie are currently 3-0 up against Peterhead in the opening 17 minutes, which will...
They're certainly bringing a bit of momentum into the playoffs come the final few games of the season, aren't they? Scored a hatful of goals recently weeks.
Don't know if you got a chance to see the Cameron Gallagher goal from the 6-1 win last week. The bit of trickery, the nutmeg and finish.
Yeah, I did watch the highlights, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, like you say, that they're finding
a 6-0 win against Kelty though is quite impressive. They've had the number of a few teams this season, but Falkirk especially, and they did well against us as well. So I mean, it's no easy opposition. But I just think that we really want to avoid them in the playoffs. If we finish 4th place and pick up Hamilton or Arbroath in the playoffs.
Cove as well.
Yeah, well, Cove actually are my pick for going down. I think they just seem to be destined for the drop.
Again, Alloa linking up really well, and it's Coulson that's just peeled off once again to whip it in. He's twisting and turning, now he delivers. It's not a bad ball, but just can't quite find the Alloa forward. Yeah, Airdrie have always been a team that, you know, look attractive over the course of a season. It's that kind of final bit which has been lodged as a criticism of Airdrie, that they can't quite get over the line, whether it's psychological or just who knows. But you know, the fact that they never secured promotion last season is a prime example of that.
I mean, I think I probably said the same or similar last season, that Airdrie were the strongest team. I'll not say the strongest team because obviously recent defeats against Dunfermline and Falkirk, but I'll give them their due. Against everybody else, they've been excellent and they'll fancy their chances. That's the other playoff game that's going to be interesting. Dunfermline and Edinburgh playing today.
Yeah, still 0-0, but it's a chance to move to 3rd if Edinburgh were to drop points to the league leaders, and we can deal with Clyde here in Alloa as they go along. Looking for McKeever. Parry's come out as well, and there's a bit of confusion, and Neil Parry gets away with it. He doesn't clatter and bring him down, and he doesn't lose possession, but I didn't think he did it that convincingly.
No, never been that great at coming off his line, and I'm surprised they didn't try the Cruyff turn there. That was the prime moment.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
6-0 at Hearts, that was a painful day. But I mean, Neil Parry obviously is keeping his head up and trying some tricks when we're 4-5-0 down.
Cameron Sickles puts his head in his hands after that Neil Parry kick out. He's never really been known for his distribution, has Neely. Coulson stays strong and knocks it back into Taggart. Doyle will drive into the Clyde half. It's hoisted high. And Clyde come out on top. Eric Sulan out. Slices it forward, and it's going to be easy for Hogarth. And Millett. Hanging Alloa forward, Donnelly switches it out into the left hand side. Combo again. Great feet from Coulson. Knocks it into Taggart.
We could do with that left sided player, don't we?
Yeah.
Coulson made all the space for the cross into the middle. Taggart just can't get the same kind of delivery that, I mean, especially Strachan, and Church has got all those assists this season. But either one of them, I think it was prime position for them to whip a.
Yeah, he's such a good footballer, and I can see that he's already streets ahead in the Player of the Year vote, Scott Taggart. But he's never been that comfortable in attacking from the left hand side. Playing on the right your whole career, it's no surprise. And when Daniel Church has been so effective on the assist front, you really do notice it. Clyde come forward with Roberts. Stopped in his tracks though by Doyle. too sure what he was planning on doing there, but it is only a throw in.
I think there's maybe a couple of words there exchanged, because I think he was going down for a push in the back. Obviously the referee no moved at all by it.
Downing, he stepped out and he's pretty much unchallenged for that header. Commanding from the skipper. Goes long looking for McKeever. And Sulan takes no risks. Taggart to Coulson. Brilliant footwork again from Coulson. Lovely bit of skill there. They call that the flip-flap. And how he's backheeled it to Taggart. It's great to see a player, play with a bag of tricks, isn't it? You don't see it very often, especially with no disrespect at this level.
Yeah, we've got a few of them in the team now, to be fair.
Yeah, it's good to see.
I always think Kevin Colley, he was much happier to do it when he was younger, take players on, and we'd give him the ball and expect him to do something. I think Coulson is the analogue of him. He is going to be the same kind of player, and hopefully we can snap him up for a few years, because he's another one. I think to myself, is he only on a 6-month contract? Is he on a year contract?
Yeah.
Certainly a player that I'd like to have tied down for a few years.
And still a teenager as well, which
Exactly.
I didn't quite appreciate. I knew he was young, but when I seen the stats last week after his first goal. Darren Hines, afternoon goes from bad to worse as he's just thrown the ball straight out of play. Actually, I don't.
Straight up the line, so never made it in the park.
Yeah, he's got lucky there. Just a tad embarrassing.
It's gained an extra 10 yards, so it all counts in the end. That's one of Jonathan's pet peeves this week, stealing yards at throw-ins. In our match day programme. I think the other one, only the captains are allowed to talk to the referee now, so that's it. John Robertson will be getting booked a lot less.
Looking for Docherty's Marshall Blair by Stanger. Tries to play it out from the back, and Docherty fights back and wins a throw in for his side.
Looking like a Rory Delap special here.
Yeah, it's launched into the box. Maybe not quite as far as he
No.
thought it was going.
I think in weather like this, though, it's probably quite difficult to get that grip on the ball. Not got the same kind of spin on it either. But it does win the corner, so big opportunity here, because it's quite a stacked Clyde team in terms of height.
Yeah, and they're all pretty much camped in the 6-yard box, bar one. And Ross Lyons a little bit deeper as well, and he'll pick up the scraps. Bit out to Rennie, gets it back. You can see the pass that he was going for, doesn't quite able to pull it off, and that's a sore one for Ross Lyon. He's clattered into McKeever's shoulder or chest, but it's with his head. There's a free kick to Alva.
Yeah, definitely. And McKeever's back there. It's no a nice one. McKeever just being nice and clever about how he's using his body.
Brian Rice will use this small stoppage in play to speak to young Murray Miller. And Stephen Swift will speak to Darren Hines, maybe tell him how to take a throw in. They've got to throw it onto the park. And it looks like Ross Lyons alright. And Hogarth will get us back going again. McKeever wins his flick on really well. Coulson just stepped inside. If he hadn't done that, he would have got onto it. And it's an awkward one from Stanger, and he's lost out to Rennie, but his captain takes him out the limelight there. Good recovery from Mark Durnan. And that's probably what you're talking about in terms of Stanger, just being a little bit raw in those situations. So many good attributes, but that might be the one that Durnan is still streets ahead of in terms of defending.
It is a partnership at the back, and it's good when your defensive partner can cover you. The touch with Stanger, I think that he got lucky that Clyde forward to number 9. Doherty is, of course, if he had a better touch, he'd have been through and goal. But instead, he's knocked it inside to Durnan. So we got off with one there. I think we've had a couple shocks, or no shocks, a couple nervous moments so far. We've managed to get a block, and again that's just one touch and through and go. A couple nervous moments, but overall in the first half hour I think Brian Rice will be pleased.
And again stepping out of defence, commanding it, winning the free kick. Been such a welcome addition when we had such a quiet January window. He is like a new signing, Mark Durnan. Slotted back in with ease. Inez Miller. See how far John Robertson's pushed up. He's pretty much playing striker. Donnelly goes on the right hand side though to Doyle. He'll look to deliver. It's not a bad ball. Looks like it might have come off the, no claims on it, but I thought it might have came off the arm there of Hines. And now Clyde break forward with a fair bit of pace and urgency. Good though from Taggart.
It was a great delivery. I just thought it was really strange that McKeever never attacked the ball. Certainly see if it comes off a hand. Off the head and hand, yeah. You're right there, Kieran.
That's not a bad chest down to Cuddy, and his effort is wild, but another little warning shot for Alloa. That was them getting first and second touches in the box there from the throw-in. A lot of space there for Barry Cuddy if he could have kept it down.
Something I've said about Murray Miller before. He's the man who on corners sort of sweeps outside the box, and he does have a wee tendency to kind of go to sleep there. It's his man running off him. It could have levelled the score up.
Oh, look at that from McKeever again, winning his flick on. Hines knocks it back to Parry, and his distribution's good, but not good enough for Durnan to lose out. Doyle looks to go down the line. Katongo intercepts it. It's a horrendous touch though from Katongo, and Miller latches onto it. Driving central, and McKeever just can't quite get the ball out his feet. It's falling in Alloa's favour as the sun begins to break the sky again. We're getting all the seasons in one half of football. Colley, Robertson from Alloa. Moving it nicely. I got into Colley. Robertson again knocks it back to Miller. Keever drops to show for it and get it off of the midfielder, and here's Robertson now. Look at this from Alloa, it's silky, fluid football. Cross comes in, it's Coulson, and it doesn't quite fall for him to have a shot on goal. What a lovely worked move that was. It's still alive though, but Robertson can't quite get on the end of Donnelly's pass, and he just decides to take it out his man.
Brilliant move, intelligent play from everyone. I think even the delivery in for Doyle, letting it run to the byline and snapping it across Coulson, I don't think he expected the Hines to miss, and he's caught unawares by it as it slaps him in the chest. But again, that's another opportunity where a better touch and could have been through it, could have been in on goal. Just needs a that little bit of quality, that little bit of anticipation. I think, again, we've talked about the formation. This 4-4-2 seems to be just much more natural for everybody involved. Maybe not Scott Taggart, he's the only exception, but just the midfield were so much more natural. We've got the licence for players and midfielders to burst forward as Miller is doing now. And Coulson, he's been charging up forward. We saw Robertson there playing almost as a striker. Everyone just seems to be much more fluid.
It might fall for Doherty. It's something out of nothing, and Doherty's now in the box looking to get a shot away, blocked though by Doyle. Looked like it might have opened up for him.
Yeah, another nervous moment.
Referee just making sure we don't steal 10 yards this time. Hines to go down the line. Durnan knocks it back. Durnan again in the battle. Ross Lyon brings it down. Finds Hines, who'll skew his pass out. 10 or so minutes left of the first half. And a couple of warning shots for Alloa, but other than that, they've been pretty comfortable in the game. I'm sure they would like a second goal before half time. Kiever will chase this lost cause down. Sula's header though is safe into the hands of Parry, who'll launch it forward. Stanger's head is an awkward one, and it's fallen to Rennie, and he'll be hauled down by Robertson. Another foul for Alloa's number 8.
I think there was a massive amount in that. Rennie again just, geez, I'm coming. Puts his body in front of him. Still another opportunity to drive the ball into the box with all those big figures in.
Yeah, it is launched in by Roberts, it's deep. Second ball won by Donnelly, and Alloa will be able to advance, get the line back up. Hogarth just camming it down a little bit. Not had too much to do. Hogarth, he made one save last week from, it was one shot on target. It was a big save with his feet. Apart from that, he's had a fairly quiet half today and afternoon last Saturday as well.
So if you're putting a setting on Football Manager, this is like control, isn't it? It's, Alloa just so controlled.
They seem to be enjoying themselves when they get into these neat interchanges. They'll just be looking for it to fall for them, or to just to carve that final pass. McKeever lets his flick on, but Tongo reads it well. Just coming into it a little bit more this last 5 minutes. They're making a flurry to get an equaliser before half time. Bounced off of Ross Lyon very awkwardly, and Robertson will chase him all the way back, and Sula clears. And it's neat play there from Cuddy, looking to pierce his way through that Alloa backline. Doherty takes over and clips it on top of Hogarth and into his hands.
It was an awkward one in the end, to be fair. I thought he'd hooked out of the park when he first hit it. Another moment there that Alloa deal with.
Yeah, and look at the space that Doyle's got to come onto. He's cut it back to McKeever. his shot come cross is intercepted and cleared.
It's funny sometimes with Kiever there, I don't know if he really wants the ball. Once he gets it, he's looking up for an option. It just takes too long and obviously gets his shot closed down. It's move the ball quickly in these situations. I don't think Doyle did anything wrong. He'd let the man come over to him and get sucked in. But I just think it should be sharper up front from McKeever.
Look at that from Coulson. He's, like I say, he has given Hinds a torrid afternoon, and he will go into the book for that one. He was going to leave him for dead if he wasn't hauled to the ground. There'll be a free kick taken, probably nowhere near where the foul was made, but it's all right. Taggart standing over it just in front of Brian Rice and Jim Duffy. Taggart goes for Coulson, and it's going to be an interesting one to see if Hinds. I don't know really the strength and depth of Clyde is clearly something they're struggling with the lack of options on the bench. But if you're the manager at half time and you're speaking to Quinn Coulson, pin yourself up against young Hinds all half, because now he's on a yellow card. How's he going to be able to deal with you in the one-on-one situations?
Exactly, going to be something interesting to keep an eye on. Good outlet for Alloa to hopefully bring them down to 10 men as well.
Donnelly's nipped in and won that back, and he's skipped past the Clyde man, and now Coulson.
Just let that ball run. I'm not sure why he did that either.
Doherty's got a little bit of space to take it and turn, but pass is wayward and Alloa back in possession. Good touch from Donnelly, and he's swerved it out to Colley. Goodness me, he's hauled down by Katongo by any means necessary, but Doyle takes charge of the situation. Colley looks up, takes the touch, now delivers. That's cleared by McLean. And as far as Murray Miller. Here's Doyle again. Wins the corner, and for kind of highlighting Doyle's lack of attacking prowess in maybe previous games, maybe we've left the microphone on or something, because he's been very positive and put in some decent deliveries and been willing to take on his man as well.
Yeah, linked it perfectly today. Just unlucky, I think. Just a couple maybe different gambles from Alloa players. I think we'd be 2, maybe 3 up.
It's a chance to go 2 up. McKeever, it's a tame effort towards goal. He looks to clip it across to Stanger, he'll head it back into the area. Miller, can he get it back out to Colley? He can. Miller on the overlap, he's opted to go alone. It's an awkward one, and it's
ran himself into a bit of a cul-de-sac there. Not made any mistakes, we're not caught on the break, so I don't mind that. But did just take a bit of a heavy touch. Commanding again for Durnan.
Yeah, he's not missed very much, Mark Durnan. Martin Rennie, who is a bit of a look. Martin Rennie is a handful. He's scored goals in this division in the past, so it's not a bad pickup from Clyde in January. He's not getting much change this afternoon. Look at Doyle. Look at the space he's got in behind. I'm not sure where Katongo's gone wandering off to, but the touch evades him. I think if I'm Jim Duffy, I'm pinning my left and right back up against the wall at half time and telling them to get a grip, because I think Alloa, if they can, like you say, just get it right, get a little bit of luck, get that final cutting edge in the final third, they've got so much space in behind the fullbacks to punish Clyde. And look at it again, Doyle receives it, puts it across goal, and there's no takers between Donnelly and McKeever. Alloa's number 9 looks the most gutted. Excellent from Doyle, and Alloa somehow are only 1-0 ahead.
Yeah, again, like we've said, Doyle doing all the right things offensively. One of the things that obviously during that break Brian Rice was gesticulating to Murray Miller was telling me to get up the line. I picked that much up, and definitely Doyle has been doing as instructed, because that right wing has been our main attacking outlet so far, and it's coming. The second goal is coming. Any kind of touch on that, Donnelly, he would have directed it in for the second.
Coulson loses out in the middle of the park, and Sakeld come onto it. Stanger goes out to engage, and Alloa win it back. Sakeld again just running out of grass.
Cross from Salkeld, and go straight to Taggart's picked up, and Alloa can bring it over the half of the Coulson. So again, they just seem to use the ball so well.
Taggart, it's a good ball forward from Taggart. McKeever will keep it alive and win the throw in. As we approach the half-time break, Alloa with potentially one more opportunity to double their lead. It's Coulson into the box now, and he's just not quite in the same wavelength of Donnelly. Still there though for Alloa. Taggart delivers. McLean commanding, clears. It's hoofed away by Salkeld. Doyle reads it though and puts it down the line to Colley. And again, it's Alloa that come out on top in those wide areas. Miller, McKeever, brilliant 1-2. The touch is a little bit away, but it's still there, and Coulson's shot's blocked. He puts his head into his hands, and it's another one that goes a begging for Alloa.
Great play, and I just wonder on a day that was not quite so wet that would have been a goal, because it just slipped off the foot of Miller to take it to the byline, and obviously Coulson couldn't find the finish, but again, so close.
Yeah, it's half time here at the Indodrill. Alloa 1, Clyde 0, and the Billy Wee can count themselves lucky that it's not 2 or 3. Some excellent chances for the Wasps late on in that second half. They're really enjoying those wide areas like we've highlighted. It's Ross McKeever's goal from the wide area. John Robertson with the cross that time that separates the sides, and Alloa are in a pretty commanding position, but they'll be looking for more in that second half. We'll leave you with the highlights.
Oh, we're back.
Welcome back to coverage of the second half, where Alloa Athletic currently lead a 0 against Clyde. No changes for either side at the break, so it's no tell lie. Liam Scullion, who's come on for Clyde.
Time's gone. Is that that was the?
No, Hines is gone. Yeah, the right back. It we highlighted that might be in for a torrid afternoon, and Ross Lyon has dropped to right back. Natural substitution as Clyde come forward and nearly shot on goal there.
I think it's going to be a very similar sort of outlook to last week in FC Edinburgh. They had a wee spell after half time. They just need to weather the extra energy as they try to strive for the equaliser. But again, it's a question of are they going to have the quality to really hurt us, and I'm not sure they will. But see, you think that Farrell will get one more? There'll be a few more goals in this game.
Yeah, the first kind of 5 or 10 minutes are going to be an indicator of that, but I think they'll hope, you know, Ross Lyon is a bit more of an experienced right back. I've seen him play right back in the past before. I don't think Coulson will get as much room in behind than he did with Hines.
I think it's more about the other side, to be honest, because
Yeah.
Doyle's, I think, probably having the best game. He's setting Dallova a spell. I say that I'm never going to see the second and third one. Either. No, he's just had one. He had 1 year, didn't he? That's right.
No, he said this is his third spell.
Third spell, yeah. So yeah, he was the one in the third division, and then came back when we
Came back for a short stint before heading off again.
Anyway, that's it. He's having his best spell so far in this stint of his Alloa career.
Wilson looking to put some pressure on Lyon and wins a throw in. Another opportunity for Taggart at the throw in. Look to work their way into the box. McKeever, a flick on but led well by McLean, and Rennie's touches away from him and out for another throw in.
See a difference in understanding between the strikers there. McKeever makes the space, but Donnelly just doesn't quite get the execution, and I don't know, Rennie chucked his leg at it, but nowhere near picking out his strike partner.
Doherty is falls in favour of Coulson and a free kick given, and he's pinned himself well against Lyon, and he's won the early couple of battles against his new marker. Free kick opportunity that Taggart will come over to take. Takes it short to Colley. Cross is blocked and now for a throw in. Not quite the frantic goal scoring start of the first half. It's still pretty comfortable for Alloa as they look to make their way into the middle. Durnan, maybe touch, invites Doherty to come onto it, but Durnan does well when he's found Taggart in behind with a bit of space. He's got a cross with the left, comes in, cleared by McLean. And as far as Miller though, he twists back onto his left hand side. Taggart's passes intercepted, and now looking at a Clyde counter attack on the left as Katongo just bounces behind him. Keeper does well to stop Katongo in his tracks. Danger wins that one. For a Clyde throw. Launch forwards, wayward out for a shy to Alloa. Don't really see much sort of a plan from Clyde in terms of how they're going to get back into this game. Don't really know what they've been told to do. You can't see it in their style of play anyway. Or I can.
No, I'm with you as well.
Here's Scully in, looks to catch Hogarth off his line, and Commentators curse. Clyde have found their way back into this game. It's a little bit of a mistake, but Scullion's pounced on it. Seen Hogarth slightly off his line. And half volleys at home.
It is a really, really awkward hit though. Just a launch forward, winning the ball, and he's got a long way to watch it. Beaten by the bounce. Hogarth, that's one that you probably got to pin on the goalie there. Should do better.
We just knew that was going to happen when I said Clyde don't seem to find a way to. It's not come from great build-up play or anything from Clyde. It's a little bit of sleeping and a little bit of fortune, but take nothing away from the finish. He's come on and only been on the park 5 or so minutes and made his mark already.
And momentum's a magical thing in football. We'll see how this affects Clyde. They have the goal, their tails are up. Certainly we've not seen them take too much of an impact on the game so far, and Hogarth, I think he's having a rough day.
Yeah, just a bit. His confidence is shot a little bit. I think we just need to kind of calm this game down a little bit.
Yeah. That's it. The control that we had of the game is probably going to evaporate. Just like I said, that extra bit of wind in Clyde's sails. We need to tire them out, keep the ball, not give the ball away as easily as just giving away by the goalie.
Tongo will collect this one on the far side. He's taken a heavy touch and he's managed to keep it in, but not to much benefit as Taggart looks forward, finds Colley. Not got much options, Kevin Colley's retained possession well, and now we spread it out, and now we've got space with Miller on the left.
Chance for the break, we've got plenty of men forward. Clyde are caught. We're going to slow it down though.
The ball should be switched over now. It is over to Stanger. Let's get Doyle up in the advanced right back position. Like I say, Clyde are back in numbers now. Now we're going to have to start from scratch and build again. Takes a slip on the, it must be a pretty wet surface. The rain has been pretty unforgiving this afternoon. Miller does well though. Looks to find Coulson. It's a good touch from Coulson. He's got a sea of red shirts in front of him, but that won't bother him as he looks to spread it over to Doyle, who slips and can't quite get the contact. I wonder if Coulson maybe could have had an effort of his own.
The avenue for him was blocked. But it's picked out, Doyle. It'd be a difficult place to finish from anyway, but again we're finding space behind Clyde. We need to keep a wee bit of consistency with that, put them under pressure. I don't think consistently we've done that too much.
That's just cannoned off of Michael Doyle, out for a throw in. Possession on this right hand side. Lyon looks forward to Doherty, he can't quite control the ball the way he intended to. Airdrie have gone 5-0 up against Peterhead.
I think we might be beating goal difference by them this season. I'm not going to lie. When they're on it, they're on it. It's that they've had so many sort of fits and starts this season.
It's good from Stanger, reads it well, but Clyde get the second ball. It's a hoof forward, but it's an awkward one. Taggart opts to go back the way Sakeld fancies the effort from distance and very nearly puts his side in front. It's a very sweetly hit strike.
It seems to be, this is the things that are breaking for Clyde, and 25 yards out. Why not have a strike? Why not? We've seen it already. Punishing Alloa. That one as well, not far away.
Stanger's clearance is really controlled well by Colley. A brilliant turn opens this space up for Alloa to advance on the left. They're looking for a wee bit more urgency from the dugout going forward, and they'll get that through Coulson. He's got Scully in for company, but shrugs him off well. There's Miller now. He's making a big claim for it on the right, but they've opted the other direction. It's Donnelly, nice wee turn, goes back on himself, still got possession though. Coulson. Tight in there. Taggart, heavy exaggerated touch now, looks to whip it in and it's cleared by Sula.
The pressure building. There's a couple of Alloa crosses, a couple of times we've worked our way into the box.
There's Colley. McKeever. Good from McKeever to Donnelly. It's maybe just one too many. Nobody fancying the shot. Donnelly's trying to keep it alive. Tongo picks it out. Throw in for Michael Doyle. Doyle trying to win something, and unfortunately won't. Approaching the hour mark. Cameron O'Donnell and Andy Graham and Connor Salmon are the ones warming up. Quite time to turn to the bench yet, but I'm sure it's in the manager's mind. There's Donnelly. Loses possession. But McKeever, he's harried the defender. Can't get my words out of my mouth, and McKeever can't get his second goal. It's a good save from Neil Parry.
Yeah, and how did that even happen? I turned and looked away. Looked like the chance had gone with such an awkward touch from Donnelly. Oh, Sula just completely misjudges it. Don't know if he thinks Parry's coming to collect it himself, but lucky for Clyde to get away with it again. We can see 3 gilt-edged chances now for Alloa. And there's a wrestling match going on in the corner, and it will be an Alloa free kick. Rico Katongo struggling up against Doyle.
Yeah, and we will get Alloa's number 7 over to take it. Chance for the likes of Durnan and Stanger to make their way into the box. Aerial threats from set pieces. Cross comes in, misses everyone, but it's going to come to the edge of the box for Miller, who shoots, and Murray Miller opens his Alloa account, opens his senior goal account in spectacular fashion. It's a wonder goal from Murray Miller to restore Alloa's lead.
And it's a day for it, on such a horrible, horrible day. Everybody seems to be happy to smash it. And that's the best one of the game so far. Cameron Salkeld, he put his just wide, but Murray Miller, what a finish. And I feel like the SPFL will be featuring that one come Monday.
As soon as it left his boot, it was one of those ones that was so sweetly struck that you knew it was going to fly into the top corner. All 6'5" of Neil Parry's stature couldn't keep that one out. 2 Neil Parrys couldn't keep that one out. It's a great strike from Miller.
The status quo returns though, and hopefully we can just hold up. Well, I'll happily take the 2-1 at this point. 3 points is all that matters. Yeah, control of this game is exactly what we need.
Edinburgh still locked at 0-0 with Dunfermline, but as it stands it would be enough to see Alloa move up to 3rd, but like to say 3 points and controlling what we can control is all that matters. free kick, pulling up on the back for Clyde. It's not one for really known for having shots at goal, Murray Miller, but who knows why not when he's got that in his locker.
It's one of those once in a blue moon strikes. It's hard to generate the pace and power. He's just caught it perfectly. And yeah, like you say, maybe he should have more attempts.
Here's Gitongo, puts it into Rennie. No foul there, says the referee. Shake of the head, and Donnelly will knock it back to Durnan. We're moving it about well, and Taggart launches it forward. But it's caused a little bit of confusion. And do eventually get it forward, but again Taggart's there to intercept it. Second ball falls for Doyle, and heads it forward to Crawley. It's danger to Crawley again with space. Robertson finds Doyle in behind. Doyle driving into the box, puts it into the dangerous area, but cleared.
All of our strikers coming in to attack that front post area. Will almost break down again. Donnelly, you can see he's often a very languid player, but he is reaching again his sort of stamina cap.
Yep, Schugle and Salmon on the bench, Adam King as well. No options. Cameron O'Donnell will be another one. So there is subs of quality to come on. Doyle drives forward.
I think possibly on the formation, I feel like we have went to a narrow diamond. It's really difficult to tell because Kevin Colley seems to be playing almost as a striker. Might just have a complete free roll with giving Doyle the space to rampage up that right side.
Well, you could see a conversation between Doyle and Colley where Doyle was encouraging him to tuck in more, and then it kind of frees up this whole right hand side to him, like you say. I do kind of like these asymmetrical formations at times. Doyle finds McKeever coming over to the right. McKeever into Donnelly, picking up good space. Puts it back out to Doyle.
Again, so calm, so comfortable. Enjoy watching it, but that is no calm. It's this place pass, we do get away with it. When Alpha like this, not about one touch. It's got to be demoralising, and this is what I love to see. We do this for 5 minutes against a team, just suck the energy out of the game.
There will be a change for the Wasps. Connor Salmon will be coming on, and he will be replacing, looks like, Ross McKeever.
If you want, I'm not that bothered. But I said we're down a tannoy, man. So I'll say 66 minutes. Connor Salmon replaces McKeever. We'll have to hear it on the pitch.
Yep, a good shift from Ross McKeever. Got the opening goal. And Salmon comes on, 25 minutes to play with a point to prove, no doubt. I thought he did well when he came off the bench against Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's always a handful. It's good as well against a team that's trying to push when there's spaces in behind, because I think we've said that repeatedly. His strongest suit is running on to defenders and hassling them. He always seems to make mistakes. A few last year. The one at Falkirk with Paul Dixon, especially. The kind of goals like that he forces. Ahead this year as well. Just to grab a goal after an error.
That is good from Salmon, just knocking it down with his chest. Doyle, brilliant ball forward from Doyle, finds Donnelly, he looks to get in, Salmon in behind, but to no avail. Looked like he might have taken an air swipe of a clearance, the Clyde defender, but look at that from Michael Doyle, brilliant. And he whips it in, and it's an excellent ball from Doyle, but no takers. And now Clyde attack with numbers, and it's knocked forward to Scully, and it's a good ball from Roberts. Maybe slightly wide. Alloa have a wee bit of time to get some numbers back. And Taggart, perfect. Marshalling the defence, brilliant as ever from Scott Taggart. Get him as you like. I think Michael Doyle will find himself pretty hard done by if he doesn't get an assist this afternoon.
Some of these crosses into the box have just completely sliced apart the Clyde defence. Someone just needs to get on the end and finish.
Vernon has time to bring it down on the knee, and he'll pass that one back to his goalkeeper. Golly, look at the space that he's got to bring it down. Like you say, superb distribution from Hogarth. Oh, looking a bit more comfortable and confident now. They were rocked when they came out in this second half, but
we just got to watch for these couple. There's Taggart with a slack pass. Robertson's had a couple as well. Just don't give the ball away easily. I mean, we've been good in the last 2 games. Certainly for most of this game, we're knocking the ball nicely and playing it where Clyde are. But just to need to watch that slackness doesn't creep into our game, and again we'll lose control of the game.
Right. Looking to find a way into the box with Guddy. Puts it back into Scully and goal scorer. Spread out to Tongo. Always over to Markham. And Cuddy again. Roberts. Lyon delivers. Led again by Durnan, and Salmon does well. Miller slices it, but it's actually fallen in favour of Robertson, but his header's maybe not the best one. Doyle battling well against Rennie. Wins the free kick.
A little nervous there. It could be a strong battle by Doyle, and he got a foot on it. I think it's lucky though that we managed to get a foul there. Again, it just shows how giving the ball away cheaply, giving the ball away at the back, how it impacts the game, that swinging momentum. We've done it a couple of times in a row. But there's going to be a change.
Yep, Stephen Skugel will be making his return from injury. Yeah, Coulson, he's had a quieter second half. He was really lively in the first half. He's maybe not quite been able to affect the game in the same way. But a decent performance from young Quinn Coulson.
So 20 minutes for Skugel anyway to impact the game. Surely he's going to play a role further forward as well.
For what it's worth, Airdrie have hit 6 the second week in a row. 6-0 up against bottom of the league, Peterhead. As they make their charge into the playoff spots.
I do wonder if we'll see Falkirk sort of prioritise the Scottish Cup now.
Colley fancies it, it's always rising. Yeah, it took a wee nick. Took a wee nick on its way, and it will be a corner to Alloa.
I do think that, I wonder at myself if Falkirk will start prioritising that Scottish Cup semi-final. Excellent opportunity to make it into the final, and if crazy stuff happens, that could be a place in Europe. I mean, that would be some change. We go midweek against Kelly Hearts to play in Europe. I just think that probably want to avoid Airdrie as you go into the playoffs.
Stanger nearly gets across to win that. Will be another corner for Alloa. Airdrie definitely are the team banging them in for fun. Alloa very quietly going about their business though, and picking up wins when it matters.
Yeah, I think it's a high from Airdrie, but also a fairly low, and Alloa have just sort of tread that middle ground and tried to be more consistent.
When it comes in, it's to Durnan. He heads it back into Stanger, and Salmon. He's launched it high. It's actually blocked. It's great defending from Clyde.
And I'm not sure how that didn't go, and Stanger probably should have smashed it at the back of the net, but we're still going Donnelly.
Yeah, super feet from Donnelly straight to Neil Parry though. Yeah, that was another one that goes a begging for Alloa. Last ditch defending from Clyde. Well, Queen of the South currently lead Falkirk by a goal to 0, so maybe the Scottish Cup has already had its hangover.
We might be fighting for who wants to finish for 4th in the end.
Doyle looks for Salmon, holds it up really well. Salmon, brilliant play from the Irishman. Cawley, neat wee back heel to Doyle. Another neat back heel from Doyle. And Cawley into the middle for Miller. Durnan stepping out from centre half. Really good from Durnan. Finds Robertson, he's looking for that option on his right, gets it with Cawley. Now Doyle. Cawley to Doyle. It's great play from Alloa. Cross comes in, cleared only as far as Robertson. They can't quite get it under control.
Great play from the three of them up that right hand side. Even just Robertson giving the run. Stanger's going to be penalised. He's not happy about that. He did get a decent foot in, but he's judged to have his arm round the player. Alloa, you can see the confidence that's going back into the game since they've retaken the lead.
Cross is dealt with by Durnan, and it's a poor touch from Cuddy, and Salmon will battle well with Lyon, and he'll come out on top. Pace and strength from Salmon. He'll now drive it. Sula, great from Salmon. He's laid it off to Luke Donnelly, and he's blazed it over the bar. His strike partner had done all the hard work for him, and all he had to do was tuck it home and finish this game. It's potentially lent back, and it's blown over the crossbar.
Yes, one of these opportunities, Salmon. That's the kind of situation that you want, just putting defenders under pressure, charging at them when they make touches. And Donnelly, it's one of them that he's odds on to score.
Salmon again. Cross is cleared.
My mind's flicking back to last week at FC Edinburgh when they were doing the warm-up. There was 2 or 3 chances. I mean, not in the warm-up they're obviously firing at that goal, but 2 or 3 times Donnelly just leaves Hogarth standing and puts it in the top corner, and I just couldn't believe that that's not what he did. He's got it all wrong there. That would have killed the game, absolutely dead. A third goal, a second. Really good for Alloa.
Hogarth just right in the wing to Miller, not quite going to stay in. Alloa. Here's Barry. And it's poor touch there from Doherty, and Alloa back in possession. 15 minutes left of this game. 2-1 up and looking good to hopefully hold on to it. It's Robertson. Good feet from Robertson. Still managing to hold on to it. Free kick given. Not that he needed it because they still had possession. It gives Alloa an opportunity to push them in further forward. Taggart. Skuggo, his first real involvement of the game. Looks to get Donnelly in behind. There'll be a corner kick to Alloa. Goal just now would make it a very nice final 10 minutes. It's Colley that stands over it. Colley delivers, not quite able to beat the man at the front post. Cleared by Scullion. And then just knocks it to Millett. And it will go in favour of a Clyde throw-in. There's McLean. Over to Katongo. Goes long, giving Docherty the run. Stanger. Good from Stanger. And Docherty just takes him out. A wee bit of frustration there. You can see Stanger having a wee chuckle to himself. And Docherty will go into the boot. And it is just purely frustration because he's not going anywhere. It's an opportunity to pin Alloa in, a throw in. But he's just... You've been chasing lost causes all day like Kyle Docherty has. I understand why he is frustrated. And you still can't wipe that cheesy grin off his Stanger's face. Not sure if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but he's over the throw in. Gets Doyle further forward as well. Comes all the way through to Tongo and Donnelly. Good from Alloa. Running it well. Robertson clips it forward. Played by McLean. Stanger's headers into a brilliant area and Alloa can break. Scullion shifted over well though. Alloa keep possession. Stanger launches it forward. McLean puts it back to where it came from. Managed to get all the way through to Rennie. Colley's picking up the loose ball and Alloa just seem to be sweeping up every second ball at the moment. They look pretty tired, pretty dejected. They need to find something from somewhere if they want to get anything out of this game. Launched forward to Scullion. Hogarth again uses his head. We've seen that last week.
He's always eager to be off his line. Maybe that was one of the reasons for Clyde's equaliser. He's been eager to be off that line. Couldn't quite judge the bounce of the ball, the curling effort for Scullion. It doesn't look to be a pivotal moment anyway, so I think you can breathe a sigh of relief and say thank you to his Lone Rangers teammate. There's goal might well be the decisive one. Although again it's Donnelly, and if he'll have an opportunity to make amends for that earlier miss. Great footwork again.
Yeah, it's a lovely bit of skill there from Donnelly to find Skuggo, and he will win the foul there. Stefan Skuggo just feeling his way into the game. He shows his class every time he gets the ball, but 2 involved since coming on. Wins the all-important free kick though. Another opportunity for Alloa to put one into this crowded penalty box. It's call 8, cleared though by Clyde, and as far as Skugel, he's got Robertson there, he'll clip it over the bar and out for a goal kick for Neil Parry.
Just didn't catch that right at all, Robertson. Just thought he probably should have held it a bit more. Just let Alloa's runs reset. Instead hit it first time. Just 8 minutes of normal time remaining.
Skugel to Donnelly. It's it back off of Donnelly. Oh, lovely bit of play between the two of them. The cross is cleared by Sula. And it will be a throw in for Clyde.
Double substitution. McDonald, Ewan Cameron coming on.
Yeah, and I have to say the substitution they made at half-time did give them at least a life. I think Liam Scullions has done alright since coming on. They'll be looking for a similar sort of impact from these two. But it is just trust the kids, because it's all we've really got for Jim Duffy and Stephen Swift. But when your closest rivals are shipping 6 goals, there's not really much to worry about, even though it is only 2 points.
Might be winning the mini league. That mini league, they're just so far off the pace of everyone else.
It's been an interesting playoff though, because there's a lot of teams in League 2, you know, that are free scoring. You've got Annan and Dumbarton. I know Dumbarton are losing heavily today, but he's still in Albion as well. Look, threatening Stenhousemuir, so both teams might end up in trouble come May. Katongo whips it in. It's too far for everyone, and here he's scream of frustration from here. Clyde. This is a little bit awkward for Alloa. 84 minutes on the clock. Still only a goal in it. It can only take one slip, one bit of brilliance to snatch this away from Alloa. Feeling well, and they do clear. That's just my reverse psychology. Ever since I said they wouldn't find a way, and they did, so tempted fate once more. Alloa standing firm. Stanger heads it clear. Donnelly nearly latches onto that Robertson well, and he's clattered into by
Ollie McDonald just running into trouble. As much as he could have avoided the first 2 Alloa challenges, look at the experienced Eddie Robertson, just to put his body in between the ball. Can cut down another couple of minutes on the time. Alloa can release the pressure and hopefully release Doyle.
Yeah, good ball in from Doyle against Parry. Collects though. More positivity from Doyle. It raises an interesting question for next week if Daniel Church is back fit. Which one of this defence make way for Church or Strachan as well to come in?
Do you put Taggart back to being a centre half?
Yeah, well, and then a back 5. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Doyle, smart play from Doyle. He's been excellent this afternoon. You know, we've waxed lyrical about him, but defensively and offensively, he's been a standout.
Just doing all the right things. Probably my pick for man of the match, obviously.
I'd say so too.
Murray Miller's goals, excellent, and I think he might take the sponsors man of the match.
Do you know what? They'll probably still find a way to give it to Skugel.
Yeah, Donnelly as well. I got to say, just the fair amount of touches he's had as well today is probably a good shout. He's just let me down by no score. That's the only mark I'll give against him.
It's good from Sam. He's another one who's impressed coming off the bench. It's not quite going to work its way through to Donnelly. And Clyde look to come forward. McDonald. Skugel launches it into the channel. Salmon will give chase. So we'll just marshal that one out, and we will see Alloa's third change of the afternoon as Cameron O'Donnell will be coming on for what I imagine will be Luke Donnelly. It is indeed. And Rico Kotongo will be coming off for John Craig. So O'Donnell on, Donnelly off, and for the visitors, Kotongo off and Craig on. Again, I'm surprised. No, I'm not surprised. He's clearly getting back to becoming more and more fit. Luke Donnelly, that's 87 minutes of football he's managed to play today, and he didn't look as tired as he did last week. He was tiring, but last week he looked absolutely knackered. So it's good, it's positive. You know, obviously you've got that wee black mark of the opportunity missed, but apart from that, he's been as influential as ever.
Getting pulled that back there for referee no ready while he's writing down the substitutes soon maybe.
O'Donnell hits that one run and Clyde latch onto it, and here is Craig with his first involvement of the game. He is out. Another substitute there, Scullion. Roberts. I've just seen the former Peterhead goalkeeper, his name escapes me, Graham something, leave with his notepad, and I wonder what type of notes he's taken before the Wasps go up to Balmore next. Is it Graham Stewart potentially? The goalkeeper 5 years ago maybe. He's been involved in Peterhead in some capacity.
Don't escape me, Kieran, you're on your own there.
Doesn't matter. He's definitely taking notes for Peterhead anyway. It's too coincidental. That's Alva's next fixture. Up north.
Score for 25-30 yards while Hogarth's off his line. I think that's the only thing I could pick up for this game.
It's a game that Alva really should be more ahead, and Salmon can do so as he drives into the box. It's Connor Salmon. It's an excellent finish from Alloa's top goal scorer. He seals the points, and we're back with the trademark celebration. It's nothing more than the Wasps deserve. It's nothing more than Connor Salmon deserves. It's Alloa 3, Clyde 1. Cool and composed finish from Connor Salmon after an excellent ball from Cameron O'Donnell.
It's taken 90 minutes pretty much, but yeah, game over now, and that's another confidence booster for Connor Salmon back on the score sheet. He does, we've said this before, he does well off the bench. Again, certainly you can say that he leads the line well when there's space in behind.
Yeah, he's done well since coming on. We did highlight that, and sometimes our strikers are accused of maybe snatching at the chances or not tucking it away in the 1v1s. That was as cool as you like from Salmon, just rolling it under Neil Parry, cementing his place further up the Alloa Golden Boot race. Just killed that one dead. Brilliant hold up play from Samo. launches it forward. Scullion flicks it on. It's a decent flick on as well. And McDonald thought he would just try one of his own. Hogarth stands tall to that one though.
It's another quick knockdown that's made a chance. This is as much Clyde as they've done all game. They just managed to long ball up the field, flick on, and get the best of the second ball.
And this game's just petering out for Clyde, who remain on 15 points. 10 points ahead of Peterhead, who have a game in hand. They are 7-0 down though, so whether they get anything from that game in hand is questionable, would be an understatement. It's not looking good for either of those two teams. Donald, good play. And Salmon holds it up again brilliantly, and Alloa just seeing this game out. It's a good switch over from Stanger to Doyle. Still full of energy, Alloa's Michael Doyle. They'll just keep possession until referee Peter Stewart blows for full time. On my command, it's Alloa 3, Clyde 1. Alloa move up to third in the table. Momentum is building here at the Indodrill. It's goals from Ross McKeever, a spectacular first goal from Murray Miller, and Connor Salmon as well back on the score sheet that are the difference between the sides. An excellent performance from Brian Rice's men, and although it was 3-1, they probably could have had more, but like you said in the second half, Lewis, all that matters is the 3 points, and it's what they've picked up today.
Yeah, it's another nice controlled performance. The only little black mark was that sort of unorthodox shot that goes in, but again we react to it very, very well. We take control of the game again with an excellent strike, and the confidence after that is obviously it's grown massively, and we've knocked the ball about perfectly again, and we could probably go away unhappy with 3 goals in the end.
Yeah, controlled and as composed as last week, if not more so. Alloa with their second victory in a row. They travel to Peterhead next week to face bottom of the league. It'll be another tough test on their road to securing a playoff spot, but with the confidence that's brewing and the momentum that's building, you wouldn't bet against them. Thank you very much for joining us on Ross TV. Thanks very much, Lewis, for joining us as well. It's finished here 3-1 to Alloa, and we hope you have a great Saturday night. Cut it back, he finds Miller on the edge of the box, he fancies it. It's blocked, still alive though for Alloa as Robertson looks to clip it in, blocked again by Katongo. Now it comes in, McKeever gets across the front post, and Ross McKeever. And
that I probably would have had ahead as Coulson as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant, he's electric, we said about his pace.
And he's opened that up really well, and that's a better boy from Doyle. And Kevin Colley, we always talk about him being the weakest player on the park, wins the header again, and it's making their way into the stand behind the goal, but very just on the edge, not too close to the drum. As Taggart strides forward, fancies it, safe for